Guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And tonight, I want to ruffle some feathers. I want to, kind of dive into a topic that I don't think society really focuses on as much as they should. But divorce is a big topic, and I've gone on a different podcast and interviewed another separate guest about divorce and how it applies to men. I was on the Through the Trauma podcast with Amber Larkins and kind of shed some light on divorce from a men's perspective. But I kind of feel like there's another side to it that doesn't get explored as often. And I want to add a little disclaimer here tonight. These are my opinions. I'm not always right. So some of the things that I say are probably going to upset you. I'm going to be as truthful and as raw as I can be. I'm a very opinionated person. I've had a very past and I've been through a lot of life experiences. So I'm going to kind of share some of my stories and some of the things I've been through. But just keep that in mind. So if you want to, if I say something that upsets you or you disagree with, comment. Just send a comment on our page here, and feel free to express your opinion. So here we go. Divorce for men is way different than it is for women. And that being said, I think men tend to glamorize what it would be like if they're married, to be divorced, and to be single again, to be free, and not have the restraint of a wife, maybe even kids, but to just go back out and live a life they want to live. And before I get too far into this, I'm speaking to the men that are 40 years old and above. I'm not talking to you guys in your 20s and 30s. It's a little different perspective. This can still apply to you guys, but really this is from the perspective of a 40 plus guy. So 40 plus guy, you're already in your career. If you're married, you've probably been married for more than 5 years. You probably have kids that range in ages from middle school to high school. So you've been in this family dynamic for probably a pretty good amount of time. And your perception is going to be different than a guy maybe in his 20s that has a baby or still trying to figure out a career path that's married. So, anyways, that being said, I think men glamorize what it would be like to be divorced. They look at it as the grass is greener on the other side. They're not tied down. They're not restricted. They're not. They're not really held responsible for anything if they're single and on their own. Right. Here's where guys miss the mark. We can get into the financial implications of divorce. And if you've been through a divorce, you know how expensive it is. You know how stressful it is. It is a business transaction between two people when you go through a divorce. And one of those people usually ends up on the wrong side. It forces people to get extra jobs. It can create bankruptcy. There's all kinds of things that can come along with it. But what I want to talk about is the side of divorce that I think is the hardest. And that side is the harsh reality of losing your family. So there are various forms of custody. Most men, in my experience, do not have joint custody. And for those of you that don't know, joint custody usually looks like 1 week on, 1 week off. So for a week straight, you're a parent. Then in the following week, you don't have your kids, and it starts over again. Usually flip holidays, maybe birthdays, things of that nature. But typically with a joint custody schedule, you're a parent, present parent, where you actually see your child 2 weeks out of a month. Most men do not have it. They have every other Wednesday and then that every other weekend. So 2 Wednesdays out of the month, 2 weekends out. And they usually have, they flip the holidays or they have maybe a 2-week period in the summer. So this is for the guys that do not have joint custody. This is for the guys that are sitting at home right now that are miserable, that hate being married, they hate being stuck in what they think is a prison tied to a family because they want to go out and do whatever they want to and not have anyone to hold them accountable. So take the financial implications out of it. Let's look at the family dynamic. I cannot begin to explain how hard it is to go from being in a home, seeing your kids every single day and interacting with them, doing everything, sports, dinner time, trips, whatever, taking them to school, picking them up, just the simple things in life that are easily taken for granted. I cannot begin to tell you how hard it is to live your life when those things are gone. If you want to be a present father, guys, I'm talking to you, it is hell to go from a family dynamic, then all of a sudden you're on an island by yourself. Most men that want to be present fathers, that put the time in to do the right thing, work on themselves, do not bring another woman into a home right after a divorce to help raise those kids. A healthy man is going to focus on himself and make sure those kids come first. Most men don't have a big support system like women do. I personally know 2 men that are divorced. Neither one of them wanted the divorce. That have kids that want to be present for their kids, that work on themselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. They don't see their kids as often as they want to. But the one thing they didn't do, they didn't bring some random chick in to come on the scene as soon as they got divorced to help. Women, on the other side of that, and here's where you guys are going to get pissed off at me, typically don't leave a marriage until there's another guy on deck. Take it for what it is, man. This is reality. Most divorces are initiated by women that are college educated. The divorce rate for first marriages is 70%. I'm not going to sit here and get into why people get divorced. This person did that. I'm just going to kick it out the way it is, man. Usually there's 2 parties that have issues. There's a divorce, whatever reason. But where I'm going with this, man, guys that are sitting there that want a divorce because you feel like you're missing out on something. You're not happy. Oh, my life sucks. I'm not happy. I can't do what I want. Let me tell you something, man. The minute you had kids, you can forget all that shit. Your happiness, because it ain't about you. It's about your kids. If you want happiness and you want to focus on yourself, then don't have kids. Don't get married. Live it up, man. Right? The minute you have kids, it ain't about you. And I'm not perfect, man. I've got 2 kids. I've been divorced twice. And I screwed up 2 marriages because I was an idiot. Now I'm on that island like I was just talking about. I know what it feels like. I don't see both my kids all the time. I see my son more, but I'm not in family. Yeah, I have my parents and I have my brother and my sister-in-law and my nephews, but I don't have a family. It's just me. So guys, think about it, man. When you're sitting there and you want more, you're missing out. You're not happy. Think about it. What is happiness? What does happiness really mean? I know what happiness is for me. What is it for you? And if you've got young kids, man, they're not going to see you every day. Think of it this way. You have young kids, guys, you get divorced, and there's a different dude now on the scene other than you who's with your kids because you weren't happy. You wanted out. You wanted freedom, man. You wanted to go live it up. You're in your 40s, got a little bit of money, maybe take care of yourself. You still think you got it. You're still cool. Guess what? Some other dude just slid in to your house, watching your TV, sleeping with your wife, raising your kids, and you're sitting at home, wherever that is, whatever you can afford, wherever you end up, and you're by yourself. Think about that. Your ex didn't lose her family. She's got your kids. She's got some new dude make her feel like $1 million, man. And you're sitting there by yourself thinking, what the hell was I thinking? Because I took it for granted. I wasn't the man that I should have been because I had the family. I saw my kids every day. I got to do the little things that we all take advantage of when it's a routine, when it's done every single day. Man, this isn't to yell at you or to scold you or judge you. I am not perfect. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I've hurt a lot of innocent people through those mistakes. But I see that in my younger years, I was foolish. I should have taken on the role as a husband and the role as a father way more serious than I did, and I didn't. But I don't live in the past, man. I used to. I remember the past, but I'm trying to push forward and be a better dad for both my kids, the best that I can do when I do get to see them. So, guys, if you're sitting out there and you're bored, you're miserable, you want freedom, you want to go out and run around, and whatever it is you think you're missing out on, because dating after divorce in your 40s, man, it's a wild scene, dude. It is different than when you're young and you're in your 20s. It is different, man. I'm telling you right now, it's not the same. And I know there's a lot of dudes running around, at least where I live, that are older than me that still pretend like they're 25 and they make good money. They drive cool cars. They dress like they're in their 20s, which they look like a jackass, but they still do it. And they go try to pick up these chicks at bars, and they got money, man. So maybe it works for them. I don't know. But you want that instead of your kids every night? You want that instead of a home? You want to just live this life of emptiness because you're not going to fill your happiness. Yeah, your happiness. That's what's most important to you is your happiness. Man, trying to keep my language clean on this podcast because especially when I'm rocking my man's hat right here. But your happiness. I can tell you where to go stick that happiness because you ain't gonna find it, man. You ain't gonna find it. You have to create. You have to create happiness. But in order to create happiness, you need to be grateful and put others above yourself. Talking to me because I didn't do that for years. And it cost me everything. I saw both my kids tonight, and that's not a regular thing. I don't see both. I have a daughter that's 15 and a son that's almost 7. I don't get to see both of them together on a regular basis. But tonight I did for at least maybe 45 minutes. And it was awesome. It was fun. It was cool to have them both together. But it was a treat for me. And it was a treat for them too, because they got to see each other. Because they don't live together. But when I hear the word happiness, or I'm not happy. I want more. That's where my mind goes. Happiness for me now at 45 years old would be to have a family. I miss my kids. I miss being there every single day for them and being involved in their lives. Co-parenting is a wild thing, man. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not. So all you men out there that want to be happy and you think divorce is the answer, save this episode and look me up when you decide to pull the trigger. Let's go get a cup of coffee and let's talk about it. Because I'd love to hear your take on it on the other side. Grass ain't always greener, man. I know it looks like it is, but you have to really become a real man when you're on the other side of a divorce. If and only if you want to be a strong father and a loving father for your kids. Because, dude, this whole freaking world is against that. And I don't care what political affiliation you have, what religion you have, this world does not support strong men when it comes to a divorce and it comes to being a single parent. It does not. And I hate to say it, guys, we're a small club. We are not strong in numbers. We are very, very small. And that needs to change. Nothing good comes out of a divorce for kids. It just doesn't. It's hard on them. It's something they're going to carry for the rest of their life. As a man, it's your job to comfort them and do what you can for them. And do that by taking care of yourself and making them feel like they're the most important thing to you. Not your happiness, man. This is a little bit of a downer episode. It may be kind of dark. Something that I've had kind of rolling around in my head the past few days. And in my circle that I run in, this is a common topic because I have some guys in my circle that are single dads, that have been divorced and have kids. So we have the real world experience, and I feel like it needs to be shared. Not trying to bring you down, man. Just trying to be raw, trying to be transparent. But like I said, man, the financial implications is a whole new thing. But I want you to really think about that family. I'm not saying stay married just for kids. Obviously, there are other circumstances when it comes to a divorce or things of that nature. But try to see it from your kids' point of view. Put them first. I wish I had way, way, way back. I thought I was putting them first, but now that I've been through my stuff, I see that I wasn't. I didn't do that. I thought I did. And I want to say this before we close this out tonight. No matter how nasty your marriage is, no matter how bad it is, if you get divorced, don't ever forget, and this is for the guys, that your ex-wife is your kid's mom. Don't talk bad about her to your kids. Don't act nasty to her around your kids. And if they are nasty, if your ex-wife is nasty to you, don't return fire. Be the better man and just bite your tongue and deal with it. Because those kids are always watching. They look up to you, whether you know it or not, no matter what kind of man you are. Kids are looking up to you. And their mom is a part of those kids. So if you're blowing your ex-wife's hair back or you're being an asshole to her, those kids got part of her in them, man. They're going to see that. They're going to feel that. So just remember, kids are innocent. Any divorce, kids are innocent. They didn't ask for any of that. It's between you and the woman you married, not the kids. You want to pick my brain some more? Message me. I'll talk to anybody. Anybody wants to talk about divorce? I'll talk to you. I've got two really good friends that are more knowledgeable than me, that are mentally healthier than I am, and I can put you in touch with them. Good, solid dudes. There needs to be a voice for men in the world of navigating divorce. If you're married, you have kids, and you can make your marriage work, I highly encourage you to make it work. Marriage is a covenant between God and man and woman. I did not honor that covenant in my younger years. Now I understand what that really means. And that is something that I've had to spend a lot of time on with Jesus, just me and him. Because that's sacred, man. Marriage is sacred. And it's a big deal. So if you really want that divorce, think about it, man. Your happiness. Yeah. I'll save my happiness, what my happiness would be in the next episode. Because, I see things a little different now at 45. But guys, thanks for tuning in. May I ruffle some feathers tonight. That's okay. This is a authentic, raw podcast. And appreciate the love by subscribing and following the channel, Two Tough Nuts Podcast. And if you've got more feedback for me, just feel free to comment. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support, guys. God bless.